What's up? I'm hanging out by the frozen Mississippi River. Last week was not that cold. Suddenly the temperature just dropped. It's about -3 Fahrenheit, feels like -19, -19 Celsius. It's very cold. But the river has completely frozen. Probably some spots where you shouldn't walk. There's some people walking on it right now. I think it's a terrible idea, especially if you can't get help right away. And in these dangerous survival situations, it's good to have survival gear. And speaking of survival gear, we're going to talk about little survival multi-tool cards. Look at that. You can see where the ice isn't totally frozen. And then more towards the middle, it's a little more white, a little more solid, but not something I would walk on. Especially you can see little patches where you can see through the ice, and it just hasn't been that cold long enough. But we're going to trek down here. We're going to go up there to a little waterfall. It's important in these situations to be prepared, to wear the proper clothing. I think a lot of people who aren't familiar with this weather and these cold temperatures aren't ready for trekking out in this kind of climate. The ice might be pretty frozen, but not a risk I'd want to take, especially alone. Now I know this area pretty well, so I know this water isn't quite deep, but look at that. Not safe at all. To make our way up here, we're going to follow this trail of water. Well, it's a trail of ice now, but it was once water. Look at that. But now I want to take a tumble out here. Look at that beauty of an ice cave. Very cool. And getting into it's going to be the hard part. There's a small gap there I can squeeze through. I just hope the inside isn't soaking wet. Alright, I made it down to the entrance. And I'm going to go inside of this little cave here. I mean, it's not really a cave, but more of a little carved out space in the rock where the icicles have just so happened to form. So, here we go. Ooh. It's a little snug, and you do not want one of these icicles to fall on your head. It's bad news. Honestly, I might break some of these pieces here, just in case. Like right here. A lot of icicles inside the cave too, but oh shoot. We're gonna go in here. Oh yeah. Wow. Let's knock some of these boys down. Now, if one of these icicles comes down full force on your head, you're toast. I'm inside. Oh, look at that. It's a little dark in here, so bear with me. Can't really stand up all the way either, but it's very cool. Now, what's nice about being down here that it's not too terribly cold. I can take my gloves off, I'm not freezing, you're out of the wind, so it's good. I might make a little fire under here, I'm still undecided, and then we're going to talk about these little survival cards. Wood's pretty frozen right now. Quick heads up, if your wood is ever too frozen, covered in snow, or just kind of wet, if you baton it, that middle part there is generally going to be dry, and you can use that to get your fire going and then throw on some more wet pieces of wood. But you don't want wet wood, you want to try to find the drier stuff, but you can definitely get a fire going when it's wet or cold, rainy, snowy. See that? That inside there, not wet at all. little, spider webs in my hat. That's disgusting. Alright, now that we got a fire started, we can break out these multi-tool cards, and I'll show you what they're all about. Alright, the cards I have today are the PSKOOK Multi-Tool Survival Cards. And these cards, pretty cool. It's a 2-pack, so it's 2 sets, same cards in each set. Comes in this nice, kind of cotton type wallet. A little business card here. This first card, it's got little saws on it, fishing hooks, an arrowhead. It's got these little pieces here for setting traps, and it's pretty nice. Thin, very thin metal, kind of flimsy, but it's good. Now the second card we got here, it's got a fork, more fish hooks, it's got little needles on it, more arrowheads, little pieces for setting traps. The second card we got here has a little bait type fish piece, another knife, more hooks, more pieces for setting traps, little needles. Not bad, it's nice. Now this piece here, it's got lots of little needles, more fish hooks, it's got a saw, little pins there, more tools for setting traps. It's got a little arrowhead, another knife. To me, this is the coolest card. It's got the arrowheads, fish hooks, big saw, more pieces for setting snare traps. It's pretty nice. The final card here has a more knife-looking knife, little needles, fish hooks. I think those are little weights for the fishing line. More arrowheads, saw, more pieces for setting traps. Now, these are very thin, so I don't know how durable they're going to be. But in a pinch, you could definitely use one of these arrowheads if you crafted a good enough arrow. You could even double up the arrowheads maybe. But none of these tools come sharp, so it's kind of a bummer. So you might need a multi-tool. But if you have a multi-tool, chances are you already have a knife, so you're not going to need this knife. And that's the problem, I think, with these cards. They're very useful. You know, maybe pretty sharp in the knives if you want, but to keep it in your pack, it doesn't weigh anything. It won't fit in an Altoids tin. You might need a bigger tin, or just leave it in the wallet. You know, you could even break out the pieces and put them in a tin individually, maybe in a small Ziploc bag, just to keep them organized. You know, put all the hooks in one bag, put a knife in the other bag. But it's not a bad tool to have. Now, if it was the only thing I had on me and I was stuck in this cave right now, I wouldn't be able to make a fire. I wouldn't really be able to do much of anything at all. I could maybe try to go catch a fish, but then I'm going to need a fishing line. So it's good to have other things in your pack, to be prepared. And that's kind of what this video is about. It's about preparedness, you know, looking up the area you're going to, learning about the area you're in, knowing what you need to survive, and being prepared in case a situation like that arises, because you never know when it will. Do your research, you know, invest a little bit more than $12 into tools instead of just relying on survival cards. These are cool nonetheless, and I can't wait to try them out. But hopefully this video helps you in some way. PSKOOK Emergency Survival Cards. Again, that's PSKOOK. I'll put a link in the description for the cards. They're like 12 bucks, 15 bucks for a little 2-pack of these. Not a bad deal at all. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you like. Hope you subscribe. Keep on enjoying the outdoors, and yeah, keep practicing those survival skills. You know, you never know when they're going to come in handy, and it's just good things to learn. Become more in tune with our primitive past. Thanks for watching. Peace out.